You better be in the house when them street lights come on. Ain't that what your mama used to tell you? But I bet you when she told you to stay out the streets, she had no idea that the YouTube streets would take over the world. Uncle Juice, public figure Boogie, Baby Down So Raw, Detroit Gossip, and the most dangerous voice in Detroit, Dawgface TV.
Bitch, I talk more shit than Dawgface.
They running shit from coast to coast. Welcome to the Danger Zone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Don't start with me, Henny.
I didn't even say nothing.
I'm an old nigga, so I'll be like microphone check 1.
You were supposed to break that down like old school rap. Microphone check, microphone checker.
Don't start that New York shit, bro. Don't start that New York shit. Everybody ain't Dougie Fresh.
I can't beatbox.
Cause you know I'm gonna try to bust out this shit. I didn't want to look too stupid though. Yeah, we're gonna check. Hey, listen, man, it's real life unfiltered. My name is Dawgface Calderon. We're gonna jump right into it. I'm late. Henny gang, what's up? Ruler gang, what's up?
What's good?
Old Pond, what's up? And then the Underdog is back in the building, man. Look how you smile. Why you smiling like that, man? Yeah, come on, man.
Man, pleasure to be here, bro. Salute, man.
Yeah, you can't be just calling cheese, man. You can't be cheese like that, bro. Hey, listen, man. Welcome back. The gang is in full effect. Hey, listen. Just so you know, we're going to assemble this august body on a regular schedule, so that those who partake in what we do will have an opportunity to hear us banter back and forth about all things hip hop, politics, religion, social, whatever the case may be, sports, everything. I know the Ruler Report is a big sports fan. He has all the memorabilia on the wall, stunting on us, because I don't have nothing hanging on my wall but my MDOC ID, right? Hey, listen, Ruler Gang is in the building. What's happening with you, brother?
What's going on with you? You already know what it is, man. Fashionably late, but you know, better late than never. You know how it go.
In Jamaica, they call that nigga-itis. They call it nigga-itis. Man, them Jamaicans are racist motherfuckers, though, bro. That's like some... Because they get all kind of shit about how niggas is lazy. And speaking of lazy...
I know.
Yes. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing because you know. If you know something, then you know who I'm talking about. I didn't say a hit dog will holler.
That's a damn lie.
And
everybody in the panel is a hit dog because we all know who you was talking about.
I ain't admitting shit. I'm like Donald Trump.
You know what? You can call me lazy, but you can't call me late. How about that?
You trying to get personal?
I ain't getting personal. They talking about it in the chat. That's what the people said. I ain't say it.
They have had Hennessy. That girl Henny is in the building. What's up, Henny?
What's poppin', everybody?
How you feel?
I'm wonderful.
I be wanting to get your ass together so bad.
Okay, you know what? Everything was fine till I got on this panel with Dawgface. Okay, I'm telling the truth. I can't lie. Until I got here right now, this moment in time, my life was going dandy. And then this dark cloud,
right? I am
thunder, lightning, and chaos just rained on my parade. And its name is Dawgface TV.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a compliment. Underdog is in the building. What's the word with you, brother?
What's up, bro, man? Hey, I'm here, man. It's a pleasure to be here, man. You know, trying to, say what I mean what I say around here, bro.
Yeah. Hey, Henny, you want to set it off? Topics? You want to set it off? Set it off, Henny. This is your
I get to set it off?
Yeah, you're the host, not me. You go, do your thing.
Now, y'all know good and damn well I'm going to take this opportunity, but we know he full of it. He going to jump right in here as soon as I say something he don't like.
It's not my thing. It's your thing. Go ahead. I'm just here. I'm just here. I'm just a guest. Come on.
So What's poppin', everybody? It's your favorite gossip doc tender, ThatGirlHenny, and I'm taking over the podcast for the night. Tonight, we're going to be getting into a whole list of things. We're going to get into Pooh Shiesty versus Gucci Mane. We're going to talk about Charlemagne and Akademiks. They are going at it back and forth. I've got a lot to say on that topic and a whole smorgasbord of more things. I feel like we should start with the Karmelo Anthony case unlocked. We should unlock that mug right now. Just start there and then work our way up. So this case has taken on a whole life of its own. It's taken on a lot of different meaning for a lot of different people. Some people are looking at it from the legal standpoint. Some people are bringing race into it, because when you start talking about a person of color versus someone who is white, it always becomes about race, no matter which side brings it up, because here comes the injustice. There's a lot that has been coming out since the trial has ended. Have any of you guys seen the stuff that's going on with the emails and the twin with the other twin's girlfriend taking her to prom and the mom speaking out? Have you guys heard any of this stuff that's been going on?
No, I ain't hear that part.
I've been following this thing intently. I've been using all four of my eyes. I have bifocals, so it's like 8. I've been using all 8 of my eyes on this subject. So everything we have been saying for over a month, he never had a knife. They've been trying to vilify him from the very beginning. We know that there have been the initial statements of the people who witnessed the situation, which is under that tent. The initial statements, right? They once the police right before the trial started, the initial witnesses who wrote out statements and gave recorded statements, they changed their story to make. They went from Karmelo was minding his own business. He was just sitting there. He was invited. He wasn't causing any problem. They went from that to saying that he was the agitator. He was the aggressive one, even though he was sitting down minding his own business. They tried to paint a picture, right? Everything from, he had a knife. They even went so far to show a knife that wasn't even a knife that he had. We don't have any discovery. We don't have the transcripts, which all is suspicious to me at this point. No transcripts of the trial, no discovery. We can't get the police statements.
Well, I have the police report. I've gone over it.
You have the initial witness statements?
I don't have the witness statements, but I have the full police report of everybody that was on the scene that day. But in that police report, one thing that stuck out to me the most was the fact that they interviewed one of the students who told the police that they did not know Karmelo, but that the boy Eddie Parra did, that was his friend. But when you get down to Eddie's statement, Eddie said he didn't know him. So already from right there, Eddie was already separating himself from Karmelo, and it's seen in the paperwork. And when it comes down to the transcripts, the discovery, all of that stuff, the reason why we're not getting the transcripts allegedly is because of the appeal. Now, there is an appeal team. It's a 6-person appeal team that is taking his case on, and they're doing it pro bono for him. And all of these people are heavy hitters in different areas in Texas, from civil rights to high profile murder cases. They are together becoming what's being deemed the dream team for Karmelo. So that's one of the reasons we're not getting that. But there's a lot of controversy with this video that came out too, because people are saying that the video was edited, that this doesn't match this. Some people are saying there's more videos out there that we don't know about. Me personally, I feel like those kids have video, because in this day and age, nothing goes down, whether you be a high school student or an adult, where a person's not going to pull a phone out and start recording. So somebody has video somewhere. There's pictures that have come out of the Jeff Metcalf, the father, with the surviving twin Hunter, and a bunch of the people who came to testify at court in his backyard having a barbecue. So there's that. There's the mother coming out making a statement. There was an email that came out from the cheerleaders, where a cheerleader wrote the coach saying that Hunter, not Austin, which is the one that's deceased, Hunter was aggressive towards a cheerleader, calling her a fat bitch, because they were talking about how the team sucked and how they lost. And so the mother has come out. she spoke and said that basically the twins were like night and day, that Hunter was more likely to be the aggressor and say something nasty to a female over Austin. But there were threats that were allegedly made where Hunter said that his hands were bisexual, basically meaning he would put his hands on a female. There wasn't really anything done as far as repercussions, but the mother said that the coach told the girl that if it was serious, she could take it to the police if she wanted to take it further, because they couldn't do anything, being that this incident didn't happen on school property. They spoke to a history of aggression and triggers of rage and being fearful of what they might do if they find out who reported them to the coach. So there's a lot that's coming out in this whole thing.
Ruler report?
Yeah, I did a little briefing of like going over some of the stuff, a little research, and one of the things that I found like kind of weird about this, besides what the lawyers did or didn't do during the trial, was that there was some inconsistent statements about what certain eyewitnesses said that they seen when the police interviewed them versus what they said when they got on the stand. And so I felt like that at that point, man, the lawyers should have did a little more during their cross-examination of those kids as well as other adult eyewitnesses that was telling us totally different story. And then again, like Henny said, we know what time it is. It's 2026. So they give us this grainy footage. Basically, that's the high school or the stadium's footage. You know how it is like a football game or whatever. They got cameras in the stadium to record the game or the track meet, but there's no way that you want to make me believe that none of these kids pulled out a cell phone to get the interaction between Karmelo and this boy and not try to, record it, because they probably figured the boy was big as hell. So they probably figured he was going to beat Karmelo up anyway.
Right.
This whole situation to me is like a railroad situation. Like everything that could have been against Karmelo, as well as the defense attorney who they kept, was stacked up. I believe that the judges, the prosecutors, and everybody, including the police, was all in cahoots with trying to send this boy down from the beginning. Before the trial even started, he was convicted. So it's a lot of things. I'm pretty sure we'll get into it, because there's some things I got some opinions about the family and stuff as well. Not harsh. I ain't gonna disrespect them. But I got my opinions of how I would have handled it as a father versus some of the stuff that they did. But I'm pretty sure we'll get into that before we're done talking about this.
Underdog.
Yes, sir. I believe, man, for real, I believe once that white boy life ended, and I'm not gloating at it at all, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we should prevent what can prevent, especially when it comes to a matter of life and death, right? But I do believe that, we as a people, like, we have to be very conscious. And his parents are not conscious enough to know that once something like that takes place, the role as the parents that must be played after that is going to have a great bearing on how he's going to be handled, how your child is going to be handled in this situation. Like those comments they made afterwards, all of that was like flawed. Like you stimulated the enemy, and the enemy is already bigger than you. Like whenever a black man goes against a white people, it's always a David and Goliath type situation. You know what I mean? So just like, David had to move strategically in order to get that rock off to pop Goliath in the head. You know what I mean? Same thing with them parents, man. You do not, I mean, I don't care if they was proud of what their son did. That's something that have never been displayed, especially on the social media. So as far as that's concerned, they kind of like sacrifice their child. And what I mean by sacrifice is they created this big fight now that we got. That fight it had a, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a fight, but it's a good possibility that the fight wouldn't have been as intense as it is now, to where you have to structure a whole new panel for this guy, start banking on an appeal, like he could have actually won that case, and it would have been rare. Just like OJ, he won a case that them white people really wanted him on, but OJ wasn't talking about I killed that white lady. He talked that crazy stuff afterwards, which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's okay. Yeah, talk it afterwards, but don't talk it in a way to where you got a position. Yeah, I don't like that they did that for him like that, to him like that. So, and they actually started banking off of it a little bit. And as far as all the attorneys popping up, I don't even like that. Even though they hitters, yeah, they hitters. I don't like it though, because I know for the most part, this is a meal ticket all day. And at the end of the day, they're gonna representing, but they kind of know if they have a chance of getting him off or not. Now, don't get me wrong, they can fight for him. Yeah, let's fight for him. Let's fight for him. But they know that they have, it's a proclivity for them to either win or lose. They know this as that team. Like, this is all sharp minds. You know what I mean? All sharp lawyers, the top ones. They know, if you got a good chance, but I'll tell you what they will do. They will walk them all the way to the end, all the way to the denial of the appeal. You know what I mean? But they still gonna have their money though. So I don't like that part. I'm not really excited about this crew that he has. They got all these millionaires, all these celebrities contributing all this money to it. Man, that's a meal ticket for them. That's a big paycheck.
There's no celebrities contributing to this case. Anything that you have seen on the internet saying, like they've said Boosie was donating and this one was, that's not true. There's been no celebrity. I'm going to tell you how you know whether or not it's true. Number one, none of those celebrities said anything. Number two, it did not go viral. That would have been viral, and that would have been at the top of the news about these celebrities donating to him. So when you mentioned the parents, and I want to talk about that for a second, because there was a lot of misinformation when it came down to these parents, right? So number one, they had an advocate that was supposed to be guiding them through this process by the name of Dominique Alexander. Now, Dominique Alexander has a past of his own of domestic violence and child abuse. Okay, but that's unbeknownst to them. Dominique Alexander set them up with the attorneys that they ended up going into trial with, which were both former prosecutors in Collin County. So it was a setup from the beginning. Once they had this man come into their office, he's the one who set up the press conference. He's the one who put the father out of when the Metcalf dad came. He's the one that put him out. People were saying that they were spending the money to get an Escalade and a this and a that. But the Anthony family lived in an affluent county. Collin County is affluent. They lived in an affluent neighborhood. They had that Escalade that they were driving well before this trial. The father was a car salesman, so they had money. The mother was a nurse who became a stay-at-home mom for the kids. There's a lot of information that did not get the spotlight, like the information of them using the GoFundMe to fund their lifestyle. That's not what happened. They ended up having to move 8 times because of threats that were coming to them and then being doxxed. The father lost his job because of what was going on behind the scenes. So it was a lot that was going on. And these parents, as far as we see, squeaky clean, they're green. When you watch their interviews, they are completely green to the process. I don't even think they've got a speeding ticket. So they were, number one, very easy and gullible to take advantage of for a seasoned shyster type of activist person to come into their life and make them think that he's doing something to help them when it's looking like he's in on the play. The parents made a lot of mistakes. Their biggest mistake for me was not doing their own due diligence to research who was coming around them, not understanding the significance of this case, not understanding what the company around them is going to do for the optics of their son, because they didn't know to do that because they'd never been in trouble before.
And that's kind of what I was getting at, because I don't want to disrespect the family, because we all can say what we would have done in that situation. And some of us have a little more experience with not necessarily dealing with that type of case, but just with dealing with the law and things like that. So in my mind, I know with it being a racial situation, them being in Texas and all of the things that's against us, we want to make sure, first of all, the people who's speaking for us are people who going to speak for us. Because, I mean, this is a national news. This is national news. So anybody that comes out and represents the family, they're going to dig into that person's background. They're going to try to find some scrutiny and everything on him. So at the end of the day, you got to watch who you have speaking for you. So first and foremost, thank you for your, suggestion that you want to help us, but we're going to go in a different direction. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think the family was so distraught, especially the mom. They were so distraught at the time, man. They just like they just needed help. They needed somebody to help them. I'm not sure if other people other than him reached out to him or not, but you know. And then I think I may be wrong about this, but as far as the lawyer, I think the lawyer that they had, he was a good lawyer in their area. But for a case like that, man, a national case like that, you needed somebody that was better equipped to come in there and help defend him. And with that case being so high profile, it wouldn't have been hard for them to get a great lawyer to come in from out of town and fight that case.
I agree.
I mean, so the lawyer. So I think it doesn't take much research. It doesn't take. You don't have to be a legal expert to understand that the lawyers were woefully unprepared. They were overmatched. And when I say overmatched, I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not saying that the prosecutors were that sharp. So I don't know. So when I say overmatched, that lawyer didn't have the legal experience. He didn't have the expertise. He didn't have the history to fight a case like that. That case wasn't just about who stabbed who. That case turned into something bigger. It turned into an Emmett Till type situation in reverse. It went from it's not just about the legal consequence. It's about the social consequence, the social influences that went into place when you consider Collin County being a predominantly white county. I think I pulled up some numbers. Collin County is 50% white. Collin County is one of the most progressive. It is one of I think it's the third richest county in the state of Texas. The average age of people who live in Collin County, the average 46 or younger. So that's not old money. Those are young, progressive-minded human beings who are all tilted heavily towards the Republican side of things. And they also, I think it's 50% white. I think it's a combination of another 25% of Asians and Hispanics, who are also, according to the Census Bureau, classified as white as well, right? Because Hispanics and Asians are officially listed as white in this country, right? The legal team was unprepared. I'm going to say they were unprepared. I'm going to say they were overmatched, because I'm not going to just say that they were part of the conspiracy, right? I'm going to try to be as respectful as I possibly can, but they were certainly ill prepared. They were not qualified to take on a case like that. They were not. Bro, it is a clear case of ineffective and insistence of counsel, bro. When you look at the fact that they never called Karmelo Anthony to the stand, when you look at the case that they never tried to get the other twin, the other Metcalf boy, to the stand, when you look at the fact they never challenged, according to what we know, because we haven't seen the court transcripts because they have not been released to the public, right? They never challenged things that should have been elementary. I'm not a lawyer. And what I'm hearing happen in the courtroom, it is not, with me not being a lawyer, but me having a lot of experience with the court system, right? I'm like a Monday morning Matlock type nigga. Their strategy in terms of how they handled their case, that shit is nothing short of malpractice. Not calling him to the stand. It is a self-defense case. You're trying to put on a self-defense case. Who better to tell or to express what he was feeling, what he saw, what he interpreted to him? I've never seen a self-defense case where the person who's been accused of doing whatever crime, and it's a murder case, or I've never seen a situation where the person wasn't called to the stand to explain exactly what was going on in their mind, and to explain to the judge, the jury, why they felt like they had to do what they did. I've never seen a situation like this where the defendant wasn't called to the stand, because even though the odds were against you in Collin County, it's a sundown county. Niggas need not apply, or niggas need not to come outside after dark. We get it, right?
Let me tell you this. Hold on one second, dog.
Listen.
Collin County, Frisco, Texas is where this incident happened. Collin County is the county that Frisco is in.
Yeah.
I did my research on that. Collin County was the second largest county in the United States with they were the second county in the United States to have the largest Klan lodge in the country. So that says a lot about the history of Collin County. Collin County was, like you said, a sundown town. Frisco, Texas is small. So it didn't have its own branch of the Klan, but they followed the rules of the surrounding area Klan lodges, right? We're going to call them lodges because I don't know what chapters, whatever they call them. And Frisco was also a sundown town where Black people lived in Lolaville. And Lolaville was next to Frisco, but was torn down for them to build a highway over, which is still under the highway to this day. Mm-hmm. But that county, it does go into good old boys, because if people go back to the Klan and think of the positions of power that they were in, underneath those hoods, you had the sheriffs, you had the judges, you had the police, you had the prosecutors, you had defense attorneys. All of them were under those hoods. And if people think that type of mentality, which was not too far long ago, okay, it wasn't that long ago that they were setting crosses on fire in front of people's homes and hanging them from them trees. That's not too far from us. That mentality has been passed down, and it would be naive to think that it's not business as usual still going on behind the scenes in a county that had the second largest Klan chapter. Let that sink in for a second. The second largest, and this is where this boy's trial was.
Hey, Henny, let's introduce some facts here. So I have on the screen, Collin County, Texas, has a population of nearly 1.3 million, making it one of the fastest growing counties in the nation. The county boasts high education levels, a diverse and affluent demographic base, a booming northern suburbs like Princeton and Salina. It says the growth in population is approximately 3.1. It said the county added 43,000 residents in the recent year. Period. In 1 year, 43,000 people migrated to this area. Right. The fastest growing cities, Princeton, Anna, Melissa, Salina, have driven the recent explosion in growth. 1,265 people per square mile. So here's race, right? Collin County features a highly diverse population. White, 53 to 57%, right? Asians, who are classified as non-Hispanics, right? Asians, the Rick Childs of the world. They make up 18 to 20, let's say 20%. Let's white people, 55%. Asians, 20%, 75 right there. So Hispanic, 16%. Let's give them 15%. 75 plus 15 is 90. And 10% Black. So them Hispanics and them Asians, them white people. So a county that is tilted towards all things Anglo-Saxon, right? So these are just the facts, because a lot of times, and listen, here is the medium age is between, I misspoke. I said 43. The medium age is 37 years old. So these are some young, wealthy crackers. Let me say this. I'm gonna give you the flow. When you look at the demographics, and lawyers, they study demographics. When they're going into jury selection, I would have went for a bench trial fucking with these motherfucking crackers and that motherfucker, man. Listen, when you look at the demographics of that county, you knew that you were not going to get anything that looked like a fair trial. It was never going to be a jury of his peers, because his peers don't make up a significant portion of the people who reside in that county. It was never going to be a genuine reflection. A jury of 12 where you have 10%.
But they dismissed the 3 that were considered to be jurors of their peers, of his peers, because they were educators and
So-
they might be biased.
It's called the voir dire, right?
Yeah.
So listen, you can challenge. You have is it preemptory challenges where you can strike a person for no cause at all, right? So because you only had 3, you knew that those 3 Negroes were not going to make it to see day 1 of that trial.
That's right.
Because if I was the prosecutor looking for conviction, I would have got rid of anything that looked like, or anybody who looked like, or I thought was. Because you know the jury, they have jury consultants. It doesn't take a jury consultant in order to understand what needs to happen here. We're gonna get rid of any nigga sympathizers first. We don't want no niggas having no conscience, right? The only way I would have left a nigga on that jury if I was a prosecutor is if that nigga came to court wearing a Confederate flag. That's the only way I would have left him on that jury.
But see, the defense didn't even challenge the dismissal of those jurors. And they're going to hide behind, but it wasn't an all-white jury. It was diverse. We just didn't have any African Americans on the jury. But the new lawyers, I forgot to mention this. They are going to be requesting a new trial. So they have until, I believe it's the 15th, they have until this month to put in the paperwork for that. But they will be asking for a new trial. So
does a new trial, should they really report Henny Underdog? Would you request a change of venue? I think it has to be.
It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same. Like if he's not taken out of that state for a new trial, that 10% is not going to change because of the new trial. It's going to be the same setup. It's going to be just a new trial.
But the surrounding counties, to my understanding, speaking to lawyers that are in Texas, are no better. So I don't even know. I would ask for a change of venue, but then they have to have where they want this case to go.
Man, that case is not going to be able to stay in Texas and not get that full-fledged defense from them people. That's an old defense. They got this just like soon as that white boy died. Hey, that system was already in motion. You already know how this got to go. You know what I mean? And it's an old system, you know.
Yeah, he would have to go to somewhere like
a whole other state,
like a Houston or like a Dallas,
like Harris County. He had to go to Houston or somewhere like Dallas, Fort Worth, somewhere like that to really get a
really
trial.
diverse. And real diverse. Real diversity.
No judge on a local level would ever send that case anywhere near Harris County.
But they're asking for a recusal of the judge. Because if they ask for a new trial, it'll just go back to the judge. They don't want that same judge, so they're already taking the steps.
Did the judge retire, Henny?
The judge has not retired yet. Don't believe the hype. What happened was when he did that interview, they announced that he would be retiring in 6 months. He was the judge. Let me just clear this up real quick because there's a lot of stuff that gets twisted. If the judge had retired, he would not have been the one handling Jake Lang. The same judge that handled Karmelo Anthony's case is the same judge that dropped Jake Lang's bail down and released him. So this is the same judge that ordered Jake Lang banned from the state of Texas. That just happened. And that happened after everyone has been saying the judge is retired. The judge retired after this case. No, he did not. He's still there.
I would definitely try to get it out of Frisco, though. I mean, even just looking at where they're at, like, so I got some stuff pulled up. So, like, even with the school system or the schools, they had an investigation back in 2021 about how black students were disproportionately suspended at a higher rate than white students. They got students who have reported experiences with racism, not only with the kids, but with the teachers as well. And this is stuff that's documented in their local newspapers. Also, like when we talked about the the diversity of this town, the demographics just recently changed to what Dawgface read within the last 25 years. So I mean, for us people that's a little older, 25 years wasn't a long time ago. So everything that's happening with like the Hispanics and the blacks being there is recent. These people have had control of this city and this county, these courts and this school for a long time. So it's like, remember how to like what was the name of that movie? Life, when Martin Lawrence was in that little town and the judge, the cops, everybody was against him. It's that same type of scenario. That same type. Did I go out?
Yeah,
okay.
Just for a minute, but you back.
Okay, it's that same type of scenario. The deck was stacked against Karmelo Anthony from the beginning. The school is against you. The police is against you. These white people in this town is against you. The judge, the prosecutor, as well as they also cited that the attorney was too buddy, too friendly with the prosecutor as well. So I'm not saying that he was, conspiring against them, but I don't think his approach in this case did anything helpful for Karmelo Anthony.
I agree.
I mean, it's just simply one of them states where the best way to beat the case is not to catch it. You know what I mean? But for real, like that's something that has to be trained in the home, because you damn near gotta like tippy toe around those states as far as your conduct is concerned. Like you got to be real conscious of how to get in and out of situations in there.
Are you saying that black people
should not be there?
Are you saying that black people in 2026 in a country that more black people than white people are saying race doesn't matter? There's no such thing. There's no systemic racism. It's all about you. Are you saying that there are factors that still exist that make it best for a nigga to tiptoe around just because they black?
Absolutely. Hey, the smart black ones don't even go there because they ain't good at tippy toeing. So I'm not even going to be there.
I'm gonna make sure you're on the same page here. Get my pen. I'll be doing work.
Oh Lord, the pen is out, y'all.
Pen is out. The paper out too. Right. So are you saying? So are you saying that race is still a factor in this country, especially when it comes to law?
Hell yeah.
Especially when it comes to law, and especially in Texas. Like it's kind of like a situation where in the slavery days when they say, hey, there's no more slavery, and some plantations they shut it down, but you got some places they just would not shut it down. They had that slavery going on under a whole nother function, and try to make it seem like they was working, but not they got them working for slave wages, but really they can't go nowhere. They can't go. It's the same system.
So let me ask this question again. Are you stating on the record? Because I'm hearing all these black political pundits. I'm hearing the black clergy. I'm hearing black entertainers. I'm hearing them say that this is not a matter of race. Nothing about this case had any racial undertones to it whatsoever. That's what
They're delusional as hell.
I would say this, right? I would say that to me, like, one of the strongest indications when you have a black family, with some money that's going to merge themselves into this kind of county, that's that mentality where they be like, they want to be where rich people are at because we're just as rich, when that's not really a smart mindset. Yeah, that's not smart. I don't care if they got 80 million, you got 80 million. You don't want to be amongst them outnumbered. Like, that's not a county you want to be in. You're not going to be able to, you definitely ain't going to be able to be white no matter how much what your money may be telling you. You're not going to be able to be like them. You're not going to be embraced by them. But a lot of times, you have black people that finally got that money just as good as the white people, and they want to sit next to them. That's not a good mindset right there. You kind of like asking for it. You kind of like rubbing your status in their face. And in Texas, that's a stimulation. You're gonna get an issue.
Hey, listen. So when we talk in matters of race, I'm going to point this out because Keisha Paul, my nemesis, part of the Henny gang extraordinaire. Is Keisha on part of my gang or your gang?
She don't have the link, so she ain't part of my gang. But I like
yeah, she be
Keisha.
popping.
Oh, pound. Keisha wants to send me that bread. Hey, Keisha. Thank you, Keisha. Listen. So watch this. Hey, Henny, don't leave Keisha alone. I'll tell you one time.
Henny gang.
One time.
Henny gang. Y'all already. I already know. You don't want me to put the whoop 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 out to the Henny gang because you know them super chats will start falling.
Hey, Henny. You always trying to bully me. So listen. So this is why I say Texas is a special place, bro. Slavery had been abolished for 2 years.
It was still slavery.
And them crackers were still running and play full fledged.
That's right.
It says two things to me. Them Texas white boys, they say that's a cowboy. Them cowboys, they have a cowboy spirit. You can't tell them anything. They don't give a fuck. One. Number two.
Do we have to hate all the cowboys? I like the black cowboys.
Here we go with that freaky shit again.
I'm just saying, you know.
You don't start that.
Henny single. If you a black cowboy, holla at me.
This is not the dating show. This is not. Just relax, sister. This
you
is not,
always hating on me.
This is not Black People Meet. What you call this shit? Black Planet. What you call it? This is not that. So listen. So it says two things. One, them cowboys, especially, they especially special. One. Number two, just imagine being a nigga finding out that you was free 2 years ago. You still
Them slaves walked up in Texas like, what you doing? You ain't know we was free. We were free for 2 years.
We're being funny here because even though slavery ended, it immediately followed with the whole Jim Crow shit, the whole sharecropping. So they didn't have anything to go to. So you're going to set somebody free and then set them free to go where? They didn't own anything. There was no equity in real estate. There was no equity in jobs or nothing. You're setting a slave who has nothing free to go where? In a capitalistic society. What you gonna go buy?
I mean, listen, they freed them slaves, but they ended up having to go back to the plantations in order to, And then that's where sharecropping led to squatters' rights as well, because then that's when the white people started coming up on the property and living with them and working their crops with them, and they fall behind on the banks, and then the white people just take their property because they was already living on the land. So it was a chain effect of other things that came in. They never let it. Freedom is an illusion. It was never given. We still are in the residue of that.
Black power. Black power.
Shut up.
Damn, black power, motherfucker. Black power. Uhuru. Rule and report.
Yeah, man.
Listen, thing number one, if I'm on that legal team, change the venue. Mm-hmm. I don't. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you listen. You at this point, you have to exhaust every remedy at your disposal. You have to turn over every stone. Change the venue. If it doesn't work, I'm filing everything. I'm filing changes the venue, change the skin color. I'm changing the kitchen sink, changing the toilet paper. I'm filing change to every goddamn thing.
What you getting, 2-ply?
Yes. Because you better get 2-ply, because that 1-ply, boy,
ain't gonna be enough.
You ain't gonna be enough to wipe that. It's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
No, we've all had that moment. Damn.
That damn tissue broke.
Yeah. Nigga went to the tissue.
Yeah. I'm changing everything. So listen, the legal team, I'm filing for everything because not enough was done during the first trial. There was a lot of skin, a lot of meat left, right? Karmelo Anthony, his parents, let me take a stab at this. I come from a particular situation where I come from the hood. I'm from the ghetto, right? And I've been getting in trouble my whole life. So I have more knowledge because I was in the system. Doesn't make me a scholar, but I'm familiar with how the court. I watched other people. I sat in the courtroom waiting for my turn to go, and I watched and I listened to the conversations, right? Um, should his parents have been more cautious? Should they have been more guardian like? Can we say that it, because we're saying in 2026, all the things that play a part in the racial divide in this country still exist? Should were his parents too young to know, understand, and appreciate?
His parents were delusional.
So go ahead.
Because they fell into that whole illusion of we made it, we equal, we here, we paid the price to be where they're at. This is a great environment for our sons, our kids, our great school system. We've upgraded our lives. So they moved in being naive and delusional because they were naive to the situation and the dangers that lurked at hand around the corner. They weren't thinking about the possibility of what'll happen if my son gets into any kind of trouble or my daughter gets into any kind of trouble, or what kind of ramifications are we going to face it being in this environment. This case, I will say this, if it didn't teach anybody anything else, it should have taught people to, number one, know the law at the basic level at least. And number two, research where you're moving to, especially when you're moving out of state and you're moving somewhere, especially in the South. You want to know the history of where you're going to, because that history is deeply embedded in the roots of wherever it is that you've gone to. So I think that those are the two things that were working against them: being naive and being delusional to being equal.
Go ahead, Report. Go ahead, brother.
I'm with you on that too, because I was gonna ask a question, and I know Underdog, I know you had a question too, so I'm gonna let you go.
No, right. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I like when you.
But the only thing that I'm wondering, speaking about where they lived at, they moved from Baton Rouge. They moved like in 2021, something like that, right? So they was there about almost 4 years or whatever, because this happened in 25 or something like that. So 3-4 years or whatever. But what I'm wondering is Baton Rouge is, and I just looked it up, it's like 7 to 8 hours away from Frisco. What made them move there? I don't know if you know, Henny. I tried to find some information on why they moved to this town, but I couldn't find anything. So I just had a question, like what made them move there?
Hey,
I have no idea, but look at what you said, from Baton Rouge to Frisco.
Watch this, right? This is a typical ignorant black mentality right here, right? Like I guarantee you that family, like there's almost no black family that hasn't had a group or multiple family members that have been to prison, that have been in the system. I guarantee you, these black people that moved to this uppity area, like you said, Henny, we made it, but they didn't cut off all those connections. See, I've been to the joint and I've been judged. They gunned my mama down on how bad her 3 boys is. And yeah, we raised hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably still do a little bit, right? But what they did was they disconnected and they cut themselves off from us. And we was like, okay, fuck you, fuck us, fuck y'all. So there's the division in my family. But this is a typical division. Like most people won't have this division in their family, right? Now watch this. They kids are kids. They didn't grow up. Now they didn't call the case. Who was the first person they calling to try to get insight on what they should and shouldn't do? See, I'm like, I don't want to talk. You didn't want to talk to me when I was locked up. You didn't want to talk to me when I was fighting the case. Like we're not connected. You're not my family no more. You know what I mean? Like family is like it's an overrated title when you've been incarcerated as long as I've been incarcerated. That's an overrated title, man. You know what I mean? So them people, I guarantee you, they cut off that family member, because you best believe if they were still connected to that rough side of the family in Baton Rouge, they would have called him straight in or got right in their phone. What should we do, man? Bro, just call the case, man. He didn't kill somebody. And he would have been able to guide them like, nope, and they didn't have that because they didn't cut off all the ties trying to be, amongst these people. And that was a go ahead.
Listen, so let me share with you something. This is a situation that is near and dear to my heart, because I moved my family out of the metropolitan Detroit area and I moved them to the state of Georgia. I didn't move them to Atlanta. I don't. It take me more than an hour to get from my house to Atlanta. Right? I did it on purpose because I ain't want to be around no niggas. I did it on purpose. I didn't move south. I didn't move to Stockbridge and McDonough where all the niggas normally go. You know what I'm saying? I moved up north in a county where when you tell black people who are from Atlanta where I live at, like hell no. Because they're still their memory of where I live at is still Confederate flag, good old boy, Chevrolet, Ford pickup driving, gun rack on the back of the car, truck ass shit, right? Listen, I moved my family into a community that is over 95% white, right? And I thought I'm gonna have to fuck some of these white people up. You know what I'm saying? Right? I strategically planned this shit. Community, amenities, security, all that shit, right? I had a little money, a little bit. So we went for the gusto with this bitch, right? So I just knew I was going to experience some racism, right? And the neighbors, not so much, right? The older white people, let me tell you how this shit go. You want me to tell you how you know that racism exists in the family? It ain't. You're not gonna see it in the parents, right? You're going to see it in the kids. That's when you're gonna see that, right? My kids in school now. My kids in Detroit, and I got a daughter, the light bright one. That motherfucker is her daddy's child. She like this, right? And so coming from Detroit in the metropolitan Detroit, it's chocolate city, and they're not used to being called no nigger. They're not used the nigger with the ER, the hard ER. They ain't used to that, right? So little white girl called my light bright a nigga and pushed her. That motherfucker put that little scrawny white bitch in a figure four headlock, camel clutch, roped that little white bitch up and put that white bitch in a headlock. You hear me? And guess what the principal would say? No, the white girl hit her first. And she defended herself. The principal had the nerve to try to say that she was wrong. Wrong. And we're going to suspend her too. So I said, you're going to suspend her for what? She called her a nigger. She got witnesses. Called her a nigger and put her hands on her first. And you're telling me, now if it was just a nigga by itself, but the fact that she put her hands on her and called her a nigga, and you telling me you finna suspend my child, ain't no motherfucking way, bitch. I will sue you bitches. I would take what money I got left after I bought that high ass house. I would take that motherfucking money. I would sell these watches, them ATVs. I'm gonna sell all that shit. I'm gonna sue you bitches. Black people in America, racism still does exist, systemic and overt. You still can be called a nigga. You still can be called a monkey. Well, not all white people feel this way. Hey, listen, newsflash. All white people didn't agree with slavery, but it didn't stop slavery from happening. All white people didn't agree with Jim Crow, but it didn't stop Jim Crow. All white people didn't. Hey, Stace. Hey, Stacey Galore 404. They just took a huge Confederate flag down a few years ago on I-85 and on board our. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate you. And who that money go to? Who money is that?
You.
That's true. Your people got the deep wallet, man.
Your people got the money tonight.
They be hitting me, man.
He's shocked and amazed.
Clock it.
Clock it. Thank you, Stace. Thank you. Only here for about the tip stickers. 10, 9. Thank you, Stace. Thank you for that. Papa need brand new shoes in a sweatshirt.
No, he don't. No, he don't. Have y'all seen his closet? No, he don't.
Man, Dawgface got everything.
Yeah,
Black
shit
people,
crazy over there.
Listen, so let's pivot. What the fuck are all these niggas talking about? What the fuck is all these black political pundits Why are they allowing white America and white people to why are we as a people? Why are we taking on the banner of defending racism and trying to downplay it as if it doesn't exist? Why are there are more black people talking about racism doesn't exist than white people now? And they're buying into the whole black fatigue thing. What's going on with that?
Black fatigue is real.
No, I mean, white people being tired of black people complaining about racism. That's black fatigue.
Well, no. For me, black fatigue is being tired of all the racism that goes on. First of all, you can't sit up here as a black person and tell me that racism doesn't exist when we are still finding people being hung and it's being ruled as suicide. You cannot convince me that we are going out into the woods on our own and we are climbing a tree to find a branch. And we are wrapping said rope around the tree and then around ourselves and jumping. We're not doing that. Maybe in a house, but we don't do that kind of crap outside. I can confidently say that. You can't tell me that racism does not still exist when you have white cops killing black people and getting away with it. You can't tell me that racism does not exist when you have someone like Donald Trump in office. You can't tell me it doesn't exist when you seen the KKK 2.0 marching in DC yesterday, because that's what I'm calling them. That's my money.
Well, hold on. No flat. Take break. Hey.
Thank you, Uniquely.
Hey, Unique. There's a button down there for me too, Unique. There's a button down there for Doggy. Since you got, I need a dog.
Hold on, you've been getting your bones and I ain't said nothing. You see how you do?
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. Hey, Unique. She always trying to. I can't stand you, black.
Uniquely said, "Be on time," and maybe she might have a bone for the dog.
I'll be on time. If you pass,
but seriously, there's so many signs of racism still being here, especially under this administration, that there's no way that you could be a person of color, a minority, even an immigrant, and tell me that racism does not still exist, because it does. In a country where sundown towns still exist in 2026, they do exist. So there's no way. And anyone saying otherwise, it's an issue. Oh, look, you got a bone, doggy.
Hold on, let me get some music for this. Wait a minute. I'm gonna sing to you. I write a song for you. You write a song for me.
Okay, that thank you for coming out. Good night and God bless. We appreciate all of you.
That's right, doggy. That's right, Keisha. Hey, you want to go to war? Because Keisha, that pocketbook. Yeah, who want to go to war with Keisha? What we doing, Keisha?
Keisha be repping, man.
You see this?
I'm just saying, though. You know I got to be like that. Hey, listen. So, Ruler Report. Does racism still exist? Is it still impactful in society, or can black people, based on how they conduct themselves, move around it?
I think to answer both of your questions, I'm gonna say yes, right? So at the end of the day, I live in Ohio, so I mean, it's racism in Ohio like crazy. Most of the cities outside of the major cities, or towns outside of the major cities, is just like Frisco, So I can definitely relate to what's going on in Frisco right now. And one thing I want to point out too, one of my moderators told me to make sure I mention this, and this is a YouTuber that I'm very, very familiar with. Her name is Neek at Night. I've been on the panel and stuff. She actually got harassed by some of these white supremacists outside of the courthouse, and some brothers down there had to surround her and help escort her to her car and stuff and make sure she got up out of there safely. This case is basically an eye-opener for anybody that's in denial that racism is dead in America. It's not. It's definitely alive. As somebody in the chat pointed out, we got this guy, 40. I think he goes by 47 now in office right now. And just yesterday, this group that he's allowed to stand behind him while he's giving speeches marched in our nation's capital with white mask on their face. This is a group that's connected to neo-Nazis. I think that racism is definitely alive. It's more bolder than ever because in Ohio, a lot of the racism is like covert. You won't know it until you try to get a job or until you try to go get a loan at a bank or something like that. It's not in your face. Texas is a state where racism is in your face. White people don't hide that they racist in Texas. I got a sister that live in Houston. My nephew told me, like, he said, you know what? My nephew said, you know what? But I respect it because at least I know that you racist instead of up here in Ohio where they want to play nice with you, but behind closed doors, they calling you niggas and shit like that. Can we maneuver around it? Yes. I believe that financially, black people, if they aren't in position, it's enough things going on in America today to put yourself financially in a position to where you can maneuver around some of the stuff. But stop trying to take your kids to these school systems that's outside of the city because you've heard like the school system is good and the curriculum is better. And then you get your kids in these situations like Carmelo Anthony, where he's around a whole bunch of racist, privileged white kids, and he has to defend himself. And next thing you know, your son is in jail for either felonious assault or murder. You know, we got to stop trying to run from our areas and make our areas better for our kids to stay there and be educated by our own people.
Listen, here's one of the things that people don't understand. So when you acquire money and you use your money to try to move yourself into a better situation, we're not knocking you for that. We're not saying that is it a wise thing to do to move. If once you accumulate something of value, you can't stay in the ghetto. You have to try to separate yourself or create some separation between yourself and the people that you once shared an experience with from a financial standpoint, because as soon as they peep that you got something, your ass is in trouble, right? That's one. Your ass is in trouble. Look at this. Adrena, what is it? Adrena Bryant. Well.
Thank you, Adrena, for the super chat.
Well. Watch this. Listen. Where I live at right now, I ain't worried about the white people. You know who I'm worried about? I'm worried about the black people who think they're white.
Oh,
what's this right here? Who's this? Who this?
Thank you, Wilson.
Oh, what y'all trying to go to war? Is this a war? Is this a bidding war?
Oh my God! Knock it off! It's not a war.
Yeah, because no.
First of all, don't act brand new in front of company. You know the Henny gang be over here doing they thing.
No, and look at you, Nicky. Oh, just right in there. You see that? Right in there. Right, I can't even block her. Can I? Can I block her?
You can't block her.
I block you if I could. All that money y'all sending over here, I'm hating on this shit.
Listen, you made a good point when you said the black people that think they're white, because a lot of people forget who they are and what they are. And they feel like because I'm able to hobnob with the white folk and they treat me like I'm one of the bros and we pound bud and all of that together, they seem to forget that the minute that it becomes them or you, they're going to choose them. The minute that you get yourself jammed up, they're going to turn on you like Eddie turned on Karmelo. That's how it goes. Or when you're no use to them anymore, you get to see.
I have a question. So the people,
hold on. I want to just say this. I'm speaking specifically to people who have this mentality, because again, people get really sensitive. Their panties and boxes in a bunch. We ain't talking about all people. We talking about specific sets of people. So if you are a hit dog that hollers, then maybe you need to examine yourself. Go ahead, Dawgface. You said I'm running the show tonight. Thank you, Mama Zay, for the super chat.
Whoa. Damn.
She got a
damn, Gina. What
50 ball.
We got to get some going on with it. Who that?
Mama Zay.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for all the support. Hey, listen, like, share, subscribe, tap in, subscribe to all the channels. Hey, listen, Pooh Shiesty.
What is there to say about him now?
we have to cover this.
We did.
Because I don't think that we really expressed ourselves in the way that we wanted to. I think we were holding back. Listen, so it is not fashionable, even for people like us, to say how stupid niggas are. But we're gonna re-examine this shit right here, right now.
Hold on. What you mean it's not fashionable for us to call dummies dummies?
Yeah, because listen,
Put the soundboard, you big dummy. That's what they are.
You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did?
Yeah, I got hey, what you doing, Drina? Oh, you must get your check today. Is it Friday? Oh, you trying to show
Thank
out?
you, Adrina. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
Okay, Henny gang.
No, she got her stamps. She's selling her stamps.
You know, you better leave my people alone.
Hey, Adrina, you better stop selling those stamps. Thank you, Adrina. Hey, listen. So we are a part of what we call new age media, right? We're non-traditional journalists, and that's what we are. Right. And I don't have a problem saying that. Right. So my thing is that as Black people who are operating in this space, it is not fashionable. It is frowned upon for us to criticize the things that happen inside the Black environment, inside the Black space, inside the Black experience. But let me, just so we're on the same page, because a lot of podcasters, they be waffling, they be riding the fence. Hey, listen. Hey, Black people. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all better read a book, right? There's nothing happening now that wasn't happening 20, 30, 40, 50. Adrina, go sit your ass down now.
Thank you, Adrina.
How can I block her?
You can't block her. She's one of mine.
You gonna keep on sending that money like that? You gonna keep do it again. I dare you. Send something else around this motherfucker. Hey, Black people.
Hey, ruler gang.
Damn, what was this? What is this? See, that's my arch nemesis right there.
All right, unforgettable. I see it.
That's my arch nemesis right there. Y'all, they put y'all. Oh, hey, Henny.
What?
You brabbing these people.
That's not even from my chat. Look, Adrina answered your call.
What happened?
Adrina done sent another one. Thank you, Adrina.
Hold on. What you do?
You told her to send another one, so she did.
You want $2 your ass to death.
I'm gonna call Department of Health and Human Services because I know you selling your stamps. I know you say your stamps, Gina. You say your stamps. I can't stand the Henny gang.
You know you love them.
Yeah, so
explain to us why we can't call them big dummies, because we don't went through every element of the case, right?
Yeah, but listen, so the whole thing is this, is that so we are held to a higher standard than even local media, local news anchors, because we're supposed to not talk about stuff. Hey, listen, we're the ones who are in the position to know because we live the experience. Hey, Black people, y'all better wake the fuck up. All this shit about racism don't exist and this don't exist. I don't know where y'all getting that shit from. I don't know who's telling y'all that. I don't know where y'all living at and who y'all live next to. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We do have issues. We do have problems amongst ourselves that need to be addressed, right? People say, well, you can't, white people will say, well, you can't point this out because you guys do it yourself. Hey, listen. Just because we do something to ourselves, that's like saying that white people do stuff to other white people. So you can't point out what somebody else does because there is what? There's no such thing as white on white crime, but we know that white people commit more crimes than anybody. But they don't list or categorize white people committing crimes with other white people as white on white crime. They only categorize what we do. There's no Mexican on Mexican crime. There's no Asian on Asian crime. It's just black on black crime. They have demonized us so much so to where we look at everything we do now. There is a high concentration of niggas acting a fool, right? And I am a firm believer I am a firm believer that Black people have to take more responsibility and accountability for what happens in our own communities. I believe that. We have to start policing ourselves because we cannot count on law enforcement because we are saying right here. So this is a warning for everybody in Texas. If you Black and you find yourself near the wrong side of the law, your ass is in trouble. Even if you have money, your ass is in trouble. Black people, there's no connectivity amongst Black people anymore. It's everybody for themselves. It's everybody. Black people are trying to mimic what white people do. Oh, it's a capitalistic society. It's every man for himself. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Yeah, that's good if there's not systemic racism, like Ruler Gang pointed out, right? That's good if it's a fair playing field. That's good if nobody has their finger on the scales of justice tilting it against where you stand at. That's good. But hey, listen, we have to be ever vigilant when it comes to safeguarding ourselves. But it's hard for us to do that, Ruler Gang, Henny, Underdog, when we are a nation divided against ourselves. We can't look out for each other no more. We can't police our own behavior, our own environments anymore because it is so violent and so hostile. So what do we do? How can we prevent things like this from happening? Because it don't just happen in Collin County. White people in positions of power from Atlanta to LA to New York to wherever, if they have the advantage, they would do the same shit that happened in Collin County anywhere else.
Well, I would say for one, stop pushing your kids to be rappers and athletes. Start pushing them to be something more political. Yourself, start getting involved in things that matter. We don't pay attention to politics. We don't pay attention to policies. We don't pay attention to Congress and what happens in Congress. And I know this to be fact because when I've covered congressional hearings, unless it was about Jeffrey Epstein, people were not listening. And you need to pay attention to what's going on. We need to stop the illusion of voting doesn't work. How do you think these people keep returning into office? Because they keep getting voted in. And because people feel like my vote doesn't matter, it does matter. You got to understand the system. In order for you to play the game, you got to know the game. Okay. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to know the game. But we have to start being responsible and educating ourselves on the things that we take advantage of with not knowing. Okay. You've got to understand who's in office and what's going on and what the policies are, and what's changing, and what's going through Congress and what's going through House and what is this executive order and how does my vote actually count? How does this congressional, the electoral college work? Because if you don't understand these things, you're going to continue to say my one vote doesn't count. But guess what? For every one that says that, add those ones up, and those are votes that could have went somewhere and made a difference. At the local level, you're definitely going to see a difference. But I think that there's a lot of miseducation that we have to correct within our community. And that's just me, because I'm low-key a closeted nerd. So I read books. Still.
Hold on. That's my money right there.
No, that's not. It says Ruler Gang. Hey,
Steffi, what got Dawgface discombobulated.
Hey, Steffi, is that Steffi in that picture though?
Yeah.
Steffi,
yeah, that's Steffi Weffy.
Wagon. I'm gonna talk to you after the show.
Wagoneer. Man, Wagoneer. Thank you, Steph. Thank you for the contribution. Pooh, Shiesty, the video. So we had the opportunity to think about it for a couple of days. We had the opportunity to go over and examine it. Does that video help hurt Pooh Shiesty's case, or what the fuck?
I still stand on what I said from the beginning. It hurts his case, and it was the dumbest thing ever. I still question what Big 30's motives were for that video. I want to know. What was the motive? Because why? If you already had the paperwork, what was the purpose of doing a video? The man signed the paper.
I agree with it. Like that video didn't help at all. And I think I said this the other night. The most damaging thing about this is going to be when one of these guys that went up in there decide to actually explain what's being shown in this video. You know what I mean? I'm on the stand. So what's going on right now? And he understand like, yeah, well, at this point in the video, this and that and that, and this is what we doing. They just all the person that's going to take the first deal got to do is narrate what's going on in the video. It's over with for him though.
I think 30 already did that.
I think
I'm sorry. I do. Or somebody done already sat down and told about that video. I mean, come on. And it's not just this video. There's other video. There's other GPS. There's license plate readers. Technology today. They've got them hook, line, and sinker on digital footprints.
Well, you know, we can learn from a fool, right? So, but you know, my thing is like one thing about crime. If you a real a street cat, or just know some of the street rules, one thing you don't do is you don't do the investigation for the police, and that right there, they just like. It's so, and the reason why we so flabbergasted by it is because we ain't never seen somebody do something so crazy. Well, we have seen it, but just to have a current one at this level where somebody even did it and you didn't do the whole investigation for them. I don't even know why it's even a case no more. Like this level of stupidity shouldn't even make it to a trial. Shouldn't even have a trial option. But you know that's law. Give them a shot. But like you didn't do the whole investigation for them.
We can't hear you. But who was filming Wob Funk? It was Big 30 who was filming it. Dog, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So listen. So let me just so everybody on this panel have had skirmishes with the law, including Henny, thug ass.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm a good girl.
In jail. Look at her face. She's been in jail.
Mm-hmm. Never been to jail. Thank you. Stop telling my business.
Based on what we know, by a show of hands, based on what we know law enforcement has, by a show of hands, we know that if you go to feds, if you go to trial with the feds and you get found guilty for something, even if it's not a capital offense, is this a capital offense? Armed robbery, kidnapping, and those are capital offenses, right? On the federal level?
I ain't for sure.
So ordinarily, armed robbery is a capital offense because it carries a 20-year sentence, right? Right? No, it's not? Okay, so listen. So, hey, listen. Who taking this to trial right now when that video surfaced? By a show of hands. Who if this is you being tried and the white man get this video?
Man, I'm begging for a cop.
I'm begging for a cop.
I'm begging for a cop.
No way I'm going to trial. Color me stupid. But
you know what's crazy though, Dawgface? What's crazy is like the level of stupidity, the level of foolishness, the level of unconsciousness that exists in this whole circle's head. I wouldn't be surprised if they was foolish enough to take it to trial, because like the level of foolishness is at the highest level ever. Like, I wouldn't be surprised somebody tried to take it to trial.
Well, Dawgface, to answer your question, according to Google, I'm going to say according to Google because I don't know. And this comes from NBC5 Dallas, Fort Worth. Pooh Shiesty's federal case is not capital. While his charges for kidnapping and armed robbery are severe and carry a maximum penalty of life in federal prison, the government is not seeking the death penalty.
Okay, I got you. But hey, listen, armed robbery. Is this armed robbery?
Yeah, armed robbery and kidnapping. Well, I mean, yeah, it's armed robbery. I'm trying to understand kidnapping though, because kidnapping is supposed to be, there's supposed to be some travel involved. So would it be kidnapping, moving from one room to the next, or is it kidnapping, keeping the door closed? Like, I want to understand that part.
Kidnapping, you can't go nowhere.
Okay.
doesn't have to involve moving somebody from one place to another place. Kidnapping is a part of the kidnapping. A part of the classification is holding somebody against their will, preventing them from leaving. That is a form of kidnapping too, because I want to go somewhere you're not allowing me to.
Guess what?
For show of threat. Excuse me.
Guess what?
What?
We saw that in the video.
Absolutely.
Because when Gucci went by the door, homeboy was like,
right. And so I heard somebody say, well, he didn't tell him he couldn't leave. Nigga, when you up strap on a nigga,
you told him he couldn't leave.
You are implying, and because you're living in the moment of the situation, you know what that means.
Now listen, I've never kidnapped nobody. Right hand to God, I've never kidnapped nobody.
Yeah, rule report. People kidnap penny.
Yeah, I'm
I ain't never I ain't never put a pistol on nobody.
I don't believe that though, but go ahead.
You should try it.
You don't believe? You think me?
Listen, pulling a gun on somebody.
I believe you get down and dirty.
Yeah, pulling a gun on somebody makes your heart pump fast. You should try it, Henny. You should.
But what I'm gonna say is the level of people that gotta move this conversation along. Okay, the level of that people are trying to go, like how they're trying to go to protect it. Like, stop it. Stop. It's a video now. If you didn't want to believe the complaint from the government, because everything is alleged, all right? We already know how the system works. The government has to give you a story. They have to convince you that what they're telling you is true, and they've got to back that up with evidence. And the defense's case is to plant reasonable doubt by twisting their own stories. When you, as the person who's sitting in there as a juror or the everyday citizen or a journalist watching this, you have to observe and come to your own conclusion as to who made the best case and if the evidence aligned with what the prosecution is saying, right? So I get all of that. But when you have the amount of evidence that has come out, if you want to say, oh, that video doesn't mean anything, so then explain to me how the two people with electronic monitors on their ankles in the same place at the same time, you know they being tracked, right? You know that they can go and look where they were by GPS tracking. That's what that monitor is on their ankle. As a matter of fact, Pooh Shiesty was arguing with his PO right outside the studio before they went in there and did all of this. That's another thing. You've got cameras everywhere. You've got the license plate readers. You've got the communications between them. You've got them on video going here, there, and everywhere. So how could you still sit back and try to say free Pooh Shiesty when he guilty as hell? Yeah. We gotta stop that shit. When they guilty, if they did that shit, they did that shit. Stop saying freedom, motherfuckers. They didn't do they did that shit. Stop being ignorant. How about that? Is that responsible as a journalist for me to say?
I just read one of my mom's comments. I just thought about something too.
That's right.
When this first happened, Seti Nash was on the internet immediately telling us that it happened, that they took his wedding ring, as well as that there was a video. So these guys were dumb from the beginning because they know where a blogger should have knew that a video actually existed of this entire thing. But on the case with the kidnapping and stuff like that, man, I think the video is like going to help them prove the kidnapping, because all they need to show is that you didn't allow him to leave, or you was blocking his way from leaving out of the studio, wherever that took place. And you clearly can see that he's basically being held at gunpoint when somebody has a Draco out in the video. It's a slam dunk. At this point, if I'm Pooh Shiesty, I'm talking to my lawyer to see, hey, listen, well, you know what? Pooh Shiesty ain't got nothing to lose, because I mean, if he do take a plea, how much time you think they're gonna give him or not give him in this case?
He was on federal. He was on. Let me do my calculations. Hold on.
So let me say this about Cellbrite while you do the calculations.
Yeah.
So Cellbrite, for those who don't know what Cellbrite is what they use to go into any, not just telephones. They can go into your iPads, your laptops, your computers. Cellbrite is used to extract information, and they can go all the way back. What I learned about Cellbrite and I'm gonna say I was ignorant to it prior to, but when I was at the Diddy trial, because you got to think we're in 2026. A lot of this stuff happened decades ago between Diddy and Cassie. They were able to go into broken devices, so it don't even matter if you break the device. They were able to go into broken devices and extract the information, because while you think that you are deleting something out of your phone, even when you go into the delete forever file and you just delete it out, it doesn't go anywhere. It still stays stored somewhere in your device's memory. And that device's memory is very vast. And it doesn't start deleting until new information comes in and it's at capacity. And then it starts to remove older stuff. So when people were saying that Big 30 broke the device because he was trying to, it don't matter that he broke the device. They can still take that device and extract this information out of it.
Listen, who does not know in 2026 that you can erase shit out your Instagram? You can scrub it, called scrubbing. You can scrub that shit is still in. So
obviously, a lot of people don't know if he thought he could just break his phone and that was going to destroy evidence.
Dumbass nigga does dumbass shit equals 240 months.
Dumbass nigga plus does dumbass shit equals to 240 months.
Wait, I thought you just said that as journalists, we can't say dumbass shit, dumbass. We can't just leave it to them being dumb.
That's 20 years.
Did you see what I just wrote on there? Can we show you again?
I mean, no, I could calculate and read very well, even though I don't got my glasses on.
Right. So listen. The only thing that's gonna boot Pooh Shiesty going to prison.
Of course.
The only thing that's gonna beat him in prison is the headlights on the bus he in.
Black people don't get lights.
Headlights.
Oh, I thought you said headlights.
The only thing that's gonna beat him to prison is the headlights on the bus.
Gotcha.
In. That's the only thing gonna beat him to the penitentiary.
It's crazy too, man, because that kind of foolishness that he displayed, it's hard to have remorse for that shit.
Should we have remorse for Gucci Man?
No.
Rule the game. Come on.
So, all right, so my thing is this though. I ain't gonna say that I got remorse for him, but I don't have an issue with Gucci Mane actually giving a statement, and I'm gonna tell you why. This wasn't a scenario or a situation where, and I think I said this the other night. This wasn't a scenario or situation where we going in on some work, we get caught, I tell on you, we do a hit, we knock somebody down, I tell on you, or nothing like that. We weren't doing a crime together. We were actually doing legit business together. People still gonna classify him as a snitch, but at the end of the day, this was business. So if I got a business, say I used to have a convenience store here in my city, and say somebody came in and stole, while I'm there, held me at gunpoint, stole all the lottery tickets, everything out of there. I mean, I'm not supposed to file a police report.
You are, because you have insurance. You got to.
There was definitely insurance on that big ass rock. So although we will say that Gucci Mane is a snitch, because Gucci Mane has portrayed this gangster persona. You know, just last 2 years ago, he was on the stage talking about he was smoking on Pookie Loke. You know what I mean? So he this is his karma in some ways. Gucci Mane was actually a jack boy his damn self. But in this scenario, I can't give the pass to people just robbing people just because they want to be out of a contract, an entertainment contract. I ain't gonna give them that pass. So I don't know. It's a wobbler. That's what they call it. It's a wobbler.
A station break. Let me put my headphones back on. So we low for, he says Dawgface is scared of the white man, scared to die, scared to go to jail on Pyro. I'm going to respond to you because I'm in a good mood. Suck my dick, you bitch ass nigga. You and your mama, bitch ass nigga. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? How can a nigga who spent 17 years in the prison, level 4, level 5, stabbing niggas, fucking niggas up, kicking niggas upside the head, and robbing niggas in prison, be scared of the white man? I'm the nigga who went to super. I went to IMAX level 6 if you know anything about Michigan, on Pyru, nigga, for beating the shit out the police who were white at Michigan Reformatory. I spent 34 months in level 6. Couldn't come out my cell one time in 36 months, nigga. Like Papillon, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? I was thugging in the penitentiary. Dumbass boy. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, it was whack. It was whack. It was whack.
Probably. Wackisha.
Yeah, it's a whack.
3-finger duty shooter.
Yeah, 3-finger duty shooter. Hey, listen.
Wait, let me weigh in before we change the subject, because I know we got a subject change. I don't feel sorry for Gucci because of what he's portrayed, because of what he once lived, and because you knew going into this, continuing to keep Pooh Shiesty in a contract after everything that went down with his cousin and how that family feels about you, you chose to keep him in a contract. You could have easily just let him go, because this was a headache he should have seen coming. I don't feel sorry for him. If he tells,
that's what. Do you think he's a? But Dawgface, you too, because I mean, we got a couple. Do y'all think though that he's a snitch in the sense of what we consider snitches? I mean, he cooperated. It is what it is. Ain't no getting around that. But will we consider him a rat for making the police report?
Not a rat, but a snitch. Yeah.
It's a.
Because how do you redeem yourself? How does he? Okay, he turned his life over, right? But he's still involved in street shit, because you still have street dudes signed to your label.
Well,
so you're not all the way removed from that type of a mentality. You're around a mentality.
Well,
so if you're around that mentality, you're not out of. You're not out of it.
Watch this, right? How long does it take for a street nigga to step out of the streets in order for you to consider him a citizen?
I have an answer. So I have this.
I want to hear this.
I have a form. It's called the Street Nigga Renunciation Form.
Yeah, show them the form.
Do I have, what was it? Street Nigga. Let me find it. The street. I have a form that I had disseminated to the public on Real Life Street Stars and on Vlad TV. It's called the Street Nigga Renunciation Form. You have to sign this form prior to catching the case. As a street nigga, it's a street nigga. I ain't in the street no more. I ain't no Crip Blood, Pyru, G Vice Lord. I ain't no drug dealer. I ain't doing shit. I ain't in that shit. Once you sign this form and turn it over to me, I'll put you in the book of civilians again. And so therefore, when you rat on a nigga, we make it. You have to proclaim, "Hey, I'm not in the street. I'm not in the street no more. I don't want no parts of this shit." Underdog, some say that even if you're not in the street, even if you were in the street selling dope, thugging, whatever, right? And even if you leave the street 10, 20 years, you can still never cooperate with police in the criminal investigation unless it's something about a theft, insurance. Unless it's something that has to do with an insurance claim, then you're good. You're good money. I'm saying that if I know that you're not in the streets, you're not playing the game, right? I don't give a fuck if it's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, right? You can't determine when a motherfucker turns the switch off the gangster shit or street shit.
Hey, you goddamn right. Watch this, right? All that street shit you learn, I don't give a fuck if you're in the streets or not. You cannot take that out your mind.
Right.
Like that shit is up there. And under the right circumstances, you'll use that shit again. Under the right circumstances. Sure, it may take different circumstances to be a street nigga again or do some street shit, but that's not something you can just wipe out of your mind. Oh, I'm not a street nigga no more. I don't think like that. No, you can't reverse that shit.
Watch this.
Hold on. So I had somebody say to me, someone I know that has been in and out as long as I've known them. And they've never copped the plea. They've gone in there and pled guilty to their stuff and went and sit down and did their time. Never snitched, never told, never nothing. They're not in the streets anymore. And I ran this by them. I said, would you consider yourself a civilian now? And they said, and this made much sense to me, which is why I said what I said about Gucci. It doesn't matter how far removed from the streets I am after all the shit that I did. I'm not going to uphold that code of not snitching to then call myself a civilian and throw that shit all away. But I'm also not going to entangle myself with street shit anymore. And this is what I'm saying. Gucci still talking gangster, being gangster. He's still doing shit that puts on that persona. So when it comes to your door, you can't then be like, oh, I'm a civilian now.
Let me say this, right? Let me listen. Here is the reason why Gucci must be spanked.
Shout out to Neek at night. She's in the chat. I don't know whose chat she's in, but she's in the chat.
Where's she at?
She said he was still he was still talking gangster-ish prior to the robbery. So all the cap is crazy.
Yeah, he just so listen. Here, Ruler report. So listen.
I think she's in your chat, Ruler.
Yeah.
Where's she at? I can put her up here. Where's she at?
Scroll up.
Is that person really whack in the chat?
Who knows? It might be. It's Neek at night. NIQUE at night.
Oh, there you go.
Right there you go. Hey Neek, how you doing? So watch this.
Yep, I see her.
Here's why Gucci must be held accountable. Here's why his classification cannot be. We can't explain it away. He was just on Instagram last year talking about he'll never tell the new Gucci, not the old one. Not the fat beer belly one.
The cloned one.
He was just online talking shit, and that's number three. That's B. Reason number one. I will never forget that fucking verses.
Yeah.
The first thing he said to Jeezy was, "Go dig your dead partner up." Bro, I will never forget that.
You're absolutely right about that.
Jeezy was trying to keep it G and keep it
professional.
So for all the growth, all the physical growth, all the health growth, all the reading the books, getting married, having kids, you still get that savagery in your mind, thinking that shit gonna tip the scale and give you an advantage. And the only thing people took away from that goddamn verses with Jeezy was Gucci bringing that shit up. So you ain't changed, you bitch ass, hoe ass nigga.
So I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't feel sorry for him. No.
You got what you got. And you can't even say, well, he didn't take the stand, so he made a whole song called Crash Dummy. Where he said everything in that album, like in that song.
Confession.
Exactly.
That's called a lyrical confession. But
you know what? I guarantee you though, like Pooh Shiesty already had this in his mind before he got released. That if this nigga don't let me out this contract, I'm gonna crash out. And this is the manifestation. He been had that in his mind. And Gucci Man knew that and he told him, he said, I ain't letting him out of this contract. So he wanted to be a shrewd producer. I ain't letting him out of the contract. He cut off everybody that he felt would not make him no bread on that contract, but he kept Pooh Shiesty and he kept my man's
Fujiano.
Yeah, Fujiano. He kept them because them was really the two money makers. So he didn't want to let them two go. But nevertheless, though, that record label was so fucking whack, he should have let everybody go free.
That's a fact.
But he held on to him. And Pooh Shiesty, he a bird brain, but he a bird brain with a gun, and this is just what it looks like. We actually got it on video.
All these niggas bird brains with guns. So
Pooh Shiesty didn't think that Gucci was going to tell the police, though. Pooh Shiesty didn't think the police was going to get involved in this situation for whatever reason. But this music shit is not the streets. And because I seen Nick saying something about, the way he was rapping and his cap. Listen, it's only like a handful of rappers that's really upholding and really living that street shit. And most of them end up getting killed or go to jail. All of these dudes is actors. They all ghosts. What's Ghost's real name?
James St. Patrick.
They all James St. Patrick. They just characters. They're not real. They're not real street dudes. You know what I mean? Like they're not really in the streets like that no more. Like bro was saying the other night about T.I. and Jeezy making a song about selling dope, and they ain't sold no dope in however many years. So that's what brings me back to the fact that it's telling. He definitely cooperating. You know what I mean? But I'm not expecting anything else from Gucci Mane but what he did. When these rappers when they cooperate with the police, I don't be surprised.
Can't be. Hey, listen.
Half of them are from the suburbs anyway.
Hey, hold on. This nigga say, hey, when you come back to California, homie, when your bitch ass, big booty ass mama send me a plane ticket and money for a hotel and an exotic rental car, you bitch ass nigga. What's your next question, bitch? Fuck boy. Fuck is you talking about? When your mama send me a ticket, bitch, that's when I come back to California. Your big booty ass mama send me a ticket, bitch. You got any more questions you need me to answer? Because I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
So since we on the topic of hip hop, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We can say that hip hop is on the decline. Okay. What Ruler Report just brought up about a lot of these people being actors and all of that. If you go back into the 90s, if you rapped about it, you had to be about it because you was going to be tested on it. And if you wasn't up to par, it was going to be exposed that you was capping on your rapping. Now everybody's capping on their rapping and you'd be surprised of their resume. But we have a lot of people that are out here talking about things that they've never lived, saying that they've done things that they've never done. And it's all just become an illusion. I don't feel that hip hop is in the state that it once was. I feel like it has definitely taken a nosedive compared to where it used to be. Can it be revived? I'm not sure.
Some of those dudes in the 90s was faking too, though.
Yeah, and they got exposed.
Ice Cube was writing a lot of that stuff for NWA, and we know his background. You know what I'm saying? Not no disrespect to Cube. I'm just being real. Like, a lot of the things that he rapped about was things that he observed, and he rapped about his environment, which I've never felt nothing was wrong with that, right? But I think us as the consumers, we pushed a lot of these rappers that came after. Like, if you weren't really doing what you was doing, you weren't accepted as to be rapping that stuff. So now we got the King Vons and the Dirks and the Pooh Shiesties in them who actually listen. I gotta live this lifestyle, the lifestyle I portray, to be able to sell this music. Like, it goes hand in hand. And people like Empire and other record companies have exploited these young men that they know is really in the streets. Because think about it. At one point in time, I mean, it's still like that. The NFL or the NBA will not touch these kids if they know they have a street background.
That's true.
But these dirty motherfuckers at these music executives at these record companies, they embrace that. Oh, he's really street, or this is his background, or he's in the gang, or he's been accused of killing a couple of people. Let's sign him. And then they sign you, and then on top of that, they get the money off of you while you're alive, and then they capitalize on it when your ass go to jail or you get killed when your music sales go up.
Better talk about it because they got them life insurance policies on these artists now.
They
better talk about it too. Dawgface. Are you scanning the chat right now for your stalker?
Yes, he is.
What happened there? Who in the chat? Somebody.
Nobody is in the chat. I'm gonna need you to be on. How you gonna? I'm gonna need you to focus.
Okay, so let's lighten the mood. Can we lighten the mood here? Can we lighten the mood here?
Okay, what you want to lighten the mood with?
Okay, thank you. I know it's your show, but let me lighten the mood. Here your homeboy, Henny. Here you go.
That is my homeboy. Wait a minute, that's your homeboy. Y'all from Detroit.
Nah,
that's your man's in them.
Yeah, don't forget I'm from Pontiac. No, I'm from Pontiac.
Now you from Pontiac?
Yes, when it comes to this nigga, I'm from the Yak 3Ks to the dirt. Yes. So listen, Lil Meech says he doesn't want to stream with Big Meech because it's going to affect his. Excuse me. It's going to affect his A-list celebrity status as an actor.
Nigga did one show and he thinks he's A-list. He's not A-list.
I didn't get it. Yeah, I ain't. Yeah.
And you, first of all, how you gonna play your daddy like that and say you're an A-list rapper and he's gonna mess you up when if you were considered an A-list rapper, A-list actor, excuse me.
Yeah.
You became that portraying your father.
Yeah, absolutely.
Portraying his lifestyle that afforded you a little bit of a lifestyle and a name that you carry. So you gonna tell the originator of your career that you can't stream with them? You came from that man's Nutsack.
Nutsack.
You came from nothing.
Ruler Report, I'm dying to hear what you got to say about this.
Man, we wouldn't even be talking about Lil Meech if it wasn't for his dad, right? So at the end of the day, for him to say like he doesn't want to be, no, as far as what we know, because we don't see you doing no movies right now. 50 then fired you. At the end of the day, you and your dad need to start a kick channel. Y'all need to dress like Adrian Broner and Dean the Great, like twins.
Don't dress like that.
And do whatever y'all can do to get that. Yeah, it's a bag on Kick. You know what I mean? And you know what? And I really believe if Big Meech and his son did a live stream on Kick, they probably could make some money. But to say like I don't want to be on the stream with you because I'm an A-list actor, what credentials do you have besides the story, doing the story about your dad, which we only bought into it is because of your father? I'm gonna end it like this. Had he did any other, I think he played in damn, I can't think of the name of it right now. It was
Unforgettable.
Yeah, right. He played in Euphoria. He was an actor in Euphoria. Nobody knows anything about that character. We can't tell you what he did in the show, what his name was in the show, or nothing. All we know him for is playing his dad and snitching at the airport.
But wait, I got a question. Is this a real thing or did 50 make this up? Because we also have to consider the source.
Can't hear you.
Nothing that you're saying.
Oh, it's a real thing. I seen clips of him saying, Meech saying himself, "Oh, we can't have the camera on my son because he feel like it's gonna affect his celebrity A-list status as an actor, and he don't want to be." And then he said, "Who streamed on with him? No, you know what I'm saying? He said he didn't want to do it." So listen, go ahead. I'm going to end this. Go ahead, Underdog. What do you got to say about this?
For real, I believe that like Meech, he stepped out washed up. He stepped out, his spirit was like already, like all his best years was done in prison. You know, this is why, you know, like when you do a bit and you still got your spirit still intact, or you've been nurturing it, you step out with a plan and you launch yourself. You go at it. If you notice, Big Meech stood still for a while, not even like kind of like knowing where to go. They was putting basically just bullshit ass clothes on him. Like he had no more a style left, no more Big Meech was left. You know what I mean? So as far as his son never been nothing like him, because for one, his daddy was never out there to nurture him into anything. He's a regular, like he just a little house nigga. You know what I mean? Like. He never jumped off the porch, no matter how many times he act like he jumped off the porch, no matter how much he tried to be like he off the porch. Like he ain't got no skin on him, man. You know what I mean? Big Meech, you know, he actually supposed to have took his dad name and made something for his dad to where when he come home, his dad don't even have to portray to be anything. Just set your ass back and this what I did in your name, Dad. But none of that took place. You know what I mean? Because Big Meech wasn't really there to groom him in anything. That whole idea for him to go to acting school, that came from 50. 50 like, okay, let me make this nigga make something so he can make me something. All that shit was planned, you know what I mean? And as soon as 50 dropped him off, let him go, he turned back to what he is. He ain't shit.
Ruler gang?
Yeah, it's over with for him. I don't really see any other direction for Little Meech to go in besides streaming. I would lean into it.
Yeah,
I would lean into it.
He ain't shit streaming, man. He ain't got no character about him. He ain't smooth about him. Man, like if you look at him, man, he ain't groomed. He stay dusty looking all the time, and he shouldn't even be living like how he lived. You know what I mean? Even a little couple dollars his hands do touch, but that just lets you know how unpolished he is. You know, you have to have a certain level of polishedness. You know what I mean? To start like being anything significant, like even a streamer, you got to have some kind of polish about yourself. You know what I mean? Like he just washed up for real.
I think
like,
him and his dad could do it though. Like him and his dad streaming together.
What the fuck they gonna talk about, bro? What they gonna talk about?
Well, this is the thing. Meech ain't did a whole bunch of interviews, so people was actually interested.
Good thing.
Hey. He can't do but tell you how prison broke his ass down. That's all he can talk about.
He can talk about that too. And then at the same time, though, it's a lot of rappers that still deal with these dudes.
A lot of dumbass Detroit rappers who are still under that nigga spell.
Man, what most streamers is doing right now is they collabing with other streamers or other rappers.
They're doing. They're with. Yeah.
So he could bring in a quick bag, bring in some rappers, talk to them, stream with them, kick it with them for the day. You know what I mean? Because
bro, Big Meats ain't even like sharp enough to even set up 10 significant questions to any rapper he bring on there. Like, what is he going to ask him? He's not going to be able to perform like people think he is. He's not a performer no more.
Bro,
once he does the streams with the rappers, what does he have after that? Once he does the Q&A with people and answers what they want to know, which he ain't never going to really tell everybody what they want to know. It's going to be like a quick 15 minutes of fame for them because ain't nobody interested in them. Nobody's checking for them. If 50 would have never posted it, wouldn't nobody have paid attention to it like that.
I agree with that. But the average life of a streamer ain't that long anyway. Get the money while you can, get up out of there.
Yeah, you right about that.
She been on the roll all night. Hey, she must be from Detroit.
She is unforgettable.
She must be from Detroit because everybody in Detroit, in Atlanta, all the strippers know that Lil Meech was a stinky, little musty
mother. He a dusty butt, man.
Hey, listen, can I have the last word on this?
Go ahead.
You big dummy. You big dummy.